Hey, Pastor Jer. First of all, let me just say from one YouTuber to another, it's good to see you back and making videos and expressing your thoughts and opinions because while I may disagree with you, I think it's important that you have the right to do that. And to be honest, I like this video not because I agree that it's the number one cause of atheism. I think the number one cause of atheism is two things: is one, being fed up with the churches, encouraging a closed mind, and you know considering it wrong to ask questions or to reach a different conclusion. Not so much that it's wrong to ask questions, but to reach a conclusion that the church wouldn't agree with, and then you get, you know, sent away, you get talked down to, you get insulted. And if a church really wanted to support people who do that, or wanted to support people even though they we're asking honest questions and have reached different conclusions, it would be to love them anyway and to treat them with respect rather than with contempt. If you really want to be consistent, I would agree that you have to be loving towards everybody, regardless of whether they share your faith. So I think that's important, is just the idea of, you can obviously, if a Christian comes up to me and attempts to convert me to Christianity, I will. In some ways, I might be offended if they won't leave it alone, or if they. But I can see good intention, and, I'm willing to listen. And some atheists might not, they might laugh at you, but. And I mean, if you are going to try to convert somebody, they're going to respond. They're going to explain why they're not part of your religion, and you can't get offended at that either. You can't get all worked up because somebody responded and defends their own lack of faith. But I think the problem is why people eventually, first of all, they get sick of the church. They think that what the churches are doing aren't right. The way the church's stances aren't right. And so they start doing research. They start figuring out, is this really true? Because they don't want to believe it. It's easy to stay believing something that you want to believe. But when they see something wrong with the belief system, then they realize, I don't want to believe this. So what they do is find something that they might want to believe, or try to find out. Rather than try to find out what they want to believe, they'll try to find out the truth. And that often leads people away from Christianity. The more I think you read about, atheism, etc., and you read about that stuff, I think the more it's going to turn you towards it. I've read about Christianity and I've read about atheism, and I could read 10 books about Christianity and not be converted, and one book about atheism pretty much brought me from agnosticism over to atheism. And just pure thought brought me to agnosticism. So I really think what it is just people are asking questions. But I would commend you, as a Christian, for admitting that not all Christians are doing the right thing, and that there are people that aren't Christians that are acting more compassionate, more caring, um, about the world, that are acting like just better people in general. And the question is, why? Is this because Christians are bad people? I wouldn't think so. I think the problem is a lot of Christians will find quotes or whatever that will support them not being good people. Also, when you're telling people so much that they're sinners and terrible, that they're imperfect and something's wrong with them all their life, they're going to start acting that way. Just like if you tell somebody that they're worth something, they'll do something to be worth something. Um, if you praise people for doing good things, if people see that doing good brings good to them, then they'll want to do good. If they see that it brings good to others, then they'll want to do good. But if all they see is that something's wrong with them, and have it pushed on them that you're a sinner, you have so much to make up for because of your ancestors, sometimes it makes people that want to just say, forget this, forget it all, I'm just a bad person, I'm a terrible sinner, and I need to accept that. And so I think it's really dangerous, really, that idea. And also I have a question, if I may. Has this made you think about whether or not the most important thing truly is faith? Obviously, faith doesn't make a good person. Obviously, faith doesn't make somebody better. It can. People can use their faith to do good. But should someone without faith, who does good all their life, be condemned and damned to hell? Does somebody who tries their best to be a good person but just doesn't see any evidence for God, should somebody who has come to the most logical conclusion in their mind that they could possibly come to, yet they happen to be wrong, do they deserve hell? What if someone was raised in a different set of beliefs? What if someone was raised worshiping Zeus? What if somebody was raised worshiping, Baal? Do they deserve hell because they were raised differently? Do they deserve hell because their mind may work differently than yours? No matter how good of a person they are, does that mean they deserve hell? I ask you this both in the sense of it being rhetorical and in the sense that I want an honest answer. And I really hope you can give me an honest answer, Pastor Jer. I really hope you can. Why, if faith is such a good thing, tell me why. If you could, please, you may support your response with both biblical writings and your own thoughts. I would like to hear, if you feel that it's necessary to back it up biblically for people who do believe what you do, and to back it up, with what you believe to be the Word of God, but also to give a rational explanation, that would be most appreciated. And I really do hope you watch this video and can at least give me some sort of text response, message. I know you don't really do video responses, so I would love some sort of response from you, though, Pastor Jer. Obviously, I know that you're a busy man, but I really, honestly would like to hear a response of sorts. So, yeah, I just want to know what you think, both from a biblical perspective and from a logical perspective of right and wrong. So, it's Spike here. Peace out.